Logan Paul and KSI are being sued by two different entities in regards to their Prime energy drinks and Prime hydration drinks. I'm Dr. Hassan. Let's get into it. Before we get started, if you guys can, I'm a full-time physician, also a father, a husband. Try to make these videos in my spare time, so if you can like and subscribe, turn on the notifications, I'd really appreciate it. In the past few months, Prime energy drink and Prime hydration drink have come under a lot of controversy, especially regarding their caffeine content and the presence of forever chemicals. These forever chemicals are alleged to be found inside the Prime energy grape variant drink. Now, an independent agency conducted studies and found that there was an excessive level of forever chemicals present inside the drink itself. Now, obviously, these are all alleged complaints that haven't been proven in court yet, but this is a video that TikTok lawyer put up that got 15 million views.
Not only is there a lawsuit against Logan Paul's company Prime for there being PFOs, which are forever chemicals, in the Prime hydration drink, but according to the testing done by one of the lawyers for the plaintiff, guess how much PFOs were in the product, in the drink? 3 times the amount that you should have in your lifetime in PFOs from drinking water. In one Prime hydration drink, they found 3 times the amount of PFOs that you should consume in drinking water in your life.
And this is the response video that Logan Paul just put out today.
Not only is there a lawsuit against Logan Paul's company Prime for there being PFOs, which are forever chemicals, in the Prime hydration drink.
All right, let's talk about this. First off, anyone can sue anyone at any time. That does not make the lawsuit true, and in this case, it is not. There's claims that PFOS or forever chemicals come from plastic. So in this case, they're not talking about the actual drink, the liquid Prime. They're talking about the bottle that Prime is manufactured in. This ain't a rinky-dink operation. We use the top bottle manufacturers in the United States. All of your favorite beverage brands, Coke, Pepsi, Tropicana, Dr. Pepper, they use these companies. If the product is served in plastic, they make a bottle for them. Accordingly, we follow Title 21 for the Code of Regulations for PET and all other types of bottles. The products are manufactured by our company in a manner compliant with all pertinent and current good manufacturing practices by the United States Food and Drug Administration. All of our suppliers use GMP facilities. But let's say they're talking about the drink itself. Here's where their argument really falls apart. Pay attention.
But according to the testing done by one of the lawyers for the plaintiff...
Whoa! Hold it! You saw Goodman or Walter White, brother, because this little study that was conducted by a lawyer is absolute bullshit. They're claiming that Prime has 0.06 ppt, parts per trillion. But that's interesting because the EPA says that anything under 1.1 ppt cannot be deemed as reasonably accurate, meaning they don't have the right tools or resources to even prove what they're claiming. Are you following this? It means the detection limit is 66 times more than what they're claiming we have in our drink. And that's just the detection limit. Your own state will not even take action unless it's over 40 parts per trillion. So we don't even think this information is factual, but for the sake of this conversation, let's continue.
In one Prime hydration drink, they found 3 times the amount of PFOs that you should consume in drinking water in your life.
We have a very big multi-million-dollar filter that filters the water from the state. Water you drink at home, water provided by the state before we make it into Prime. If this claim about PFOs and PFAs is true, what is that saying about your state water? Then, according to their website, the Environmental Protection Agency's recommendation is using one of 3 tactics to remove as many PFOS and PFAS as possible.
Now, as you can see, Logan Paul makes some very good points. I'm a physician, I'm an anesthesiologist, I do a lot of public health stuff, I work with the World Health Organization. Let me give you my take. Now, number 1, starting with the first allegation, which has to do with caffeine content being advertised toward kids. Each bottle of Prime energy drink contains about 200 milligrams of caffeine. Typical recommendations in today's day and age is not to have more than 400 milligrams of caffeine spread out throughout the whole day. 200 milligrams is akin to about 2.5–3 cups of coffee. Now, the reason for the lawsuit is because the energy drink is primarily targeted toward young individuals, young kids that are influenced easily by social media. Now, as a physician, I would not recommend kids, especially under the age of 16, taking 200 milligrams of caffeine at a time. However, I do drink energy drinks myself, so I can't be one to speak on this topic too aggressively. The risk is that if you have too much caffeine at an early age, it can affect your heart, it can cause your heart to go really fast, it can go into a rhythm that's not controlled, and it can be serious. Not only that, but caffeine is also linked to anxiety, jitters, the regular stuff you get when you have too much caffeine. Anxiety is actually a big problem with young kids, so, That aside, 200 milligrams of caffeine is what you find in Monster energy drinks and Bang energy drinks and all the other energy drinks that are out there. So I wouldn't say it's something extraordinary like 300 or 350 milligrams of caffeine per container. That being said, as a physician, I wouldn't recommend it to kids under 16. Now to the second part of the lawsuit, which is a separate lawsuit which alleges that there's forever chemicals present inside the drink. Logan Paul made some serious points. Number one, he said that they used 2 out of 3 filtration methods in order to clean the water. He is absolutely correct in the video when he talks about your drinking water having an increased amount of forever chemicals. And he didn't mention in the video, but there are a lot of microplastics present inside of water. Drinking water that comes from regular tubing inside your house. That's because a lot of the pipes are old, they are lead-based, and we tend to, as a generation, as a mass movement of drinking water from water bottles, the plastic water bottles, when they're heated up, they can denature and drop out little pieces of microplastic. Just last month, there was a study released that showed that if you have increased levels of microplastics in your blood, you're at higher risk for heart attacks, strokes, and seizures. Now, his drink was not tested for microplastics, but I can guarantee you that any drink that comes from any sort of plastic container probably has some micro level of microplastics present. In his defense, he talked about the level of the PFOAs, the PFAs, the forever chemicals being so small that you can't actually measure it accurately. Now you have to understand, we're talking parts per trillion. So not even million, not even billion, trillion. The ability to kind of assess that is a little bit over my head. I don't know how you can test a chemical or test a water or test a juice for parts per trillion. But that being said, forever chemicals are linked to kidney disease, liver disease, kidney failure, kidney cancer, anything that filters out your blood in your body. If you don't know, forever chemicals are in the news for a bunch of major corporations that have been dumping it into the water. Now they find forever chemicals in fish, chicken, poultry, beef, so they're kind of everywhere. Also in the response video, Logan Paul says that they use the same bottling service as Coke, Pepsi, Diet Dr. Pepper, all the major soda manufacturers out there. He also makes the point that certain chemicals that are found in certain products that are available in the United States are banned in Europe because they can be cancer causing. I 100% agree with him on this point. There is a lot of bad stuff in processed foods across the country. Now what the TikTok lawyer was accusing was that there is 6 times the amount of forever chemicals that you should have in your body present in the drink. Now myself as a physician, I would never recommend drinking anything that's not natural, but if you are going to drink it, you probably don't have to worry about these forever chemicals at these minute levels, the parts per trillion, if you are drinking Prime Energy drink once in a while. If you're drinking it every single day, then you might have to think about it twice. The point of my video is that not only is it probably present in the Prime Energy drinks, but they also are present in your water, in your soda, in your root beer, in any sort of drink that you drink. Is there any way around it? There are a couple methods that you can use. Logan talked about it. You can distill the water, you can use isotonic distillation, you can use reverse osmosis. There's a lot of different options out there, but they are costly and they are expensive. Fortunately, you can't do that at a mass level right now for all the water that's coming into your house. You should know about this because forever chemicals, like I said in the past, can injure your kidneys. But that being said, the lawsuit itself probably is reaching. Why would I say that? It's because these forever chemicals are present in every drink that you drink anyways. I myself do drink energy drinks. I do not recommend anybody drink energy drinks. I do because I live a crazy life. I accept the consequences that come along with drinking energy drinks as well. That being said, I think the bigger point, the take-home message here is that microplastics are actually pro-inflammatory to your body. They actually act as a inciter of inflammatory reactions in your body. And if you have increased levels of microplastics, you are at much higher risk of having a coronary artery disease or coronary artery attack, also known as a heart attack. So I would worry more about the microplastic because that is something you can control. You can get water that's not in plastic bottles. You don't have to use plastic cups for yogurt. You try to eliminate as much plastic from your life as you can. I am pro doing anything that avoids using plastic because plastic is terrible for the environment, terrible for yourself, terrible for everybody involved. It is convenient, but it is terrible. What changes have I made? Well, I stopped using plastic water bottles. I use metal containers for my water at the gym. I try to use glass containers when it comes to yogurts and milk and all those kind of things. I don't know if it's going to make a huge difference, but over the long term, it might. What do you guys think? Prime Energy is in the news right now. Logan Paul dropped a crazy response. I tend to side with Logan in this instance. What do you think? Leave a comment below. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Just remember, these are all alleged accusations. They haven't been proven in court. We'll see you soon.